Everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I just want to give you guys a little bit of a reading update. It's been a little bit because I unfortunately got sick recently. I had a stomach flu or something and I've just been recovering, but all is good now. So I really want to get this update out there for you guys because I did finish 2 books. So I ended up finished reading Night Shift by Annie Crown, and in case you're new to my channel and you have no idea what this book is about, it's basically a contemporary romance, and it's about this girl named Kendall. She attends a university, and instead of spending her Friday nights partying with her friends, going to all these cool popular parties, she loves working at the school library during the graveyard shift. And at some point she meets Vincent. He's like the popular boy in college. He's like a basketball star, everybody loves him and all that good stuff, and they just have a quick, brief, steamy romance encounter during her graveyard shift. It's very fast, very insta-lovey, and the story just goes on from there. I don't want to give any spoilers, but in all honesty, I just did not care for the book. Unfortunately, I just did not care for it. Originally, I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars, but in all honesty, now that I've had the chance to really sit with my thoughts and really think about how I feel about the book, I would give it a 2 out of 5. In all honesty, it just did not do it for me. Kendall, she just annoyed me because to me she would get mad at Vincent for the littlest things, and it was not valid. Her reasons were not valid. And okay, it's very insta-lovey, I get it, I love romances when they're fun and all that good stuff, but you know, she just expected too much when like they had an encounter and she expected so much out of him. She doesn't even really know him, you know. So it's like, why are you getting on his case for the most dumbest reasons? I just don't get it. She irritated me. The words were repetitive, the cuss words are repetitive, which to me can get really, really annoying very quickly. And I actually like Vincent. He's really nice to her. He treats her really well. I love Vincent. And for me, she was just so rude. To me, she could be very obnoxious at some points. And I don't care for romance novels when the words are just raunchy. I don't care for contemporary romances when they just use very raunchy words. To me, it just ruins the romance for me. It just doesn't do it for me. It just ruins the moment. I don't care for that. And unfortunately, that comes up quite a bit in this book. And I love the concept. I love where like you have this nerdy bookworm type of girl and then the like popular basketball star falls in love with her. I love that. I love that idea. But this book just did not deliver it for me. It just did not. And again, her little attitude, her little mood swings, it just got on my nerves. It got really repetitive, very old. I didn't care for it. So now that I think about it, it's a 2 out of 5 stars. I apologize if this is one of your favorite contemporary romance books, but honestly, there is better out there. So that's that. But over the weekend, I did pick up this book. I've had this book for a while, and it's called Ese tu Master Jefe, From Street Gang Life in South Central Los Angeles to U.S. Navy Master Chief, and it's written by Raul R. Ramos. And I've had this book for a while, and I haven't had the chance to pick it up, and it wasn't the right time. I really wanted to get to it, but it just didn't feel like the right moment. But for some reason, before I went to work, I was like, I want to choose a book to read, and I picked this one up, and I'm so thankful that I did, because oh my god, I don't know why I didn't pick this up sooner when I bought it, but it's just phenomenal. So basically, if you don't have any idea what this book is about, I'm gonna try explain it without giving any spoilers. But it's about this guy who wrote the book. It's his autobiography, and the things this man has been through is just, my god, it's just so unbelievable. So he had a rough childhood. Raul had a very, very rough childhood. He grew up in a domestic violence family. He didn't really get the loving, soft family, the nurturing mother, the role model type of father. He didn't have any of that. He was left on his own, left to do whatever he wanted, and him and his sister actually. And you know, at 11 years old, a young man, he's just looking for some love. He's looking for love. He's looking for guidance. He's looking for a father figure or some type of brotherhood. So eventually, he just gets initiated into the Florencia gang, and his life is just living the gang life essentially. And I want to say, as a disclaimer, he does not by any means glamorize the gang life. He does not do that. He's just simply giving you the facts of what the gang life is. And it is so beyond anything I can imagine. It is just so intense. It's terrifying. It's horrible. It's just at 11 years old, being faced with the things he's faced or that he had to deal with. My God, I can't imagine. But he took it in stride. He escaped death so many times. And then at one point, he's like in his 20s. He already had a daughter at this point. And at one moment in time, he's just thinking, what am I doing with my life? It's the same life. I'm tired of looking over my shoulder. I'm tired of living the same life, wondering, am I going to live, or am I going to die, or am I going to end up in prison for the rest of my life? Watching my friends die before my eyes, like, I'm just living this life, and there has to be more for me. And regardless of his circumstances, he decides to join the Navy. And my God, please read this book. It is just so empowering, so motivating. To me, it came at the right moment in time because I'm studying for a state exam. And to me, this just gave me that new feeling of motivation. It gave me a new drive to just give myself that confidence to keep running the race, keep moving forward. It doesn't matter if you didn't have the best grades in school, if your shortcomings, it doesn't matter. Keep pushing forward. And he's just living proof that you can come from the worst circumstances, but if you have it in your mind to turn your life around, you can turn it around. The strength, the motivation, the inner power that this man has, I just idolize him. I just love his writing style. He even actually has pictures of his life in here. I don't want to give too many spoilers, but it is so fascinating, especially when he's in the Navy. But there's just so many pictures that he provides for you. And just to see how he's overcome living the life of a gang member to joining the Navy, completely changing your life around. And for anyone, change is scary. So you can only imagine what he had to do to join the Navy and the things he had to face and to really push himself beyond his limits, beyond what he thought he wanted out of life. Is just so empowering. There's so many quotes that I need to write down. There's so many words in here that just really stood out to me. So many scenes. I don't want to give any spoilers. He actually even has an Instagram. I had no idea who this man was. And then as soon as I finished the book, I didn't even, first of all, I was halfway done at work. This was graveyard. I was halfway done. So then I come home and I was like, I'm not going to go to sleep. I'm not going to go to sleep until I finish this book. And then I stayed up and I finished it. I was rooting for him in the end. I was just so happy for him. I went to sleep. And then my younger brother happened to stop by and I was like, you need to read this. You need to read this, like now. And he was like, I know who he is. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, I have him on Instagram. I follow him on Instagram. And I was like, oh my God. I didn't know this. I did not know this. And he's like, you're late to the party. I know exactly who he is. And I was like, no, but you don't understand. You need to read it like now, like today. So long story short, he knows who he is. I had no idea. But I'm just so blown away by his work, by his words. I don't know why I haven't heard of it. I don't know why it's not talked about, but it is so good. If you're looking for a book that's really small, like really short read, really fast, but it packs so much and it makes an impression on you, please read this book. If you decide to read any book this year, or at least just one book this year, read this one. I promise you it won't let you down. Please read this book. It is so good. It is such an eye-opener. He's just a remarkable individual. Just please read this. It will change your perspective on so much, and it will just light a fire under you to get things going, to get pumped. Read it. Please read it. Absolutely 5 out of 5 stars. Immediately, I was to my whole family. I was like, you guys want to read it? You guys want to read it? Like, just read it. Please read it. 5 out of 5 stars. I don't know why I haven't picked this up sooner, but here we are. Read it, please. It is so good, and it will not take a whole day to read. It will take just a couple hours. It's very short, as you can see, but there's so much in here. Do not underestimate this book. It's very small, but so much is impacted. So much is packed in this book. It is just, please read it. Please, if you read any book this year, read this one. So good. 5 out of 5 stars without a doubt. Okay, so that's that. So I do have a March TBR video coming up pretty soon, but I keep going back and forth with the books that I want to read this month. So these 2 books is not my whole TBR. Trust me, it's not. But anyway, I just want to give you a brief little insight. But I do want to read Spy Family Volume 12. I've had this book for a while, but I just haven't picked it up. So I am going to read it for my March, for March, obviously. So I'm just going to read it this month. I'm looking forward to it. And this is a special request from my grandma. She recently finished this book. We love romance novels. We love when they have this type of cover. We just love the whole concept of these books. I know a lot of people don't care for these covers. They think they're really cheesy or raunchy or whatever you want to call it, but I love these titles, honestly. I do. It's a romance novel. Like, I feel like this is how they should look. But anyway, that's just my personal opinion. If you don't agree with it, that's fine. But anyway, special request from my grandma. She finished this book recently, and it's called Her Heart's Delight by Renee J. Garrard. And this is basically, if I remember correctly, it's about this young woman. She's like a Virginia heiress, and she wants to basically start a life in Montana and raise quarter horses. She wasn't like a spoiled brat. She wasn't like, oh, I don't want to touch, dirt and get all dirty or ruin my dress. No, she's not that type of woman. She loved being around horses. She loved learning about horses. Her father was very rich and basically gave her everything and anything she wanted. But she wants to do things on her own. She's very independent. She's very feisty. She just knows her own mind. She wants to do what she wants. Long story short, I believe her father ends up passing away, and she wants to start a life on her own in Montana, and she wants to raise quarter horses and have like a ranch and all that good stuff. Well, her neighbor is not too happy she moved into this piece of property because he wanted that property to expand his ranch. So this man named Adam, he becomes like it's basically an enemies to lover, but he becomes like her little enemy, and he's basically trying to scare her off the property because he's like, she's from Virginia and she's like a rich pampered girl. Like, she don't know nothing about horses or ranching or anything like that, and little does he know, she knows a lot about horses and she knows exactly what she wants and what she's doing. So it's just a whole war thing, but at the end there is a romance, and it's an enemies to lover type of book. So I am going to read this. My grandma's like, please read this next because it is so good. There's so many funny moments. I don't want to give spoilers. I know a little bit of the scenes that goes on, but she was like, you will really enjoy this book. So this is going to be my next read for sure. I haven't started these books yet, but I'm definitely going to pick these up. Again, these are going to be part of my March TBR, so I just want to give you guys a little bit of an update on that. But I will have a separate video for the other books that I plan to read this month. So yes, and before I end the vlog, I just want to thank you guys who have subscribed to my channel. Thank you so much. It really means the world to me. It brings me so much joy to read all your wonderful comments, and just in general, I'm just so grateful for you guys for subscribing to my channel and just enjoying my videos. It means so much to me. It really does bring joy. It brings me joy, and it just brightens up my day. It just means so much to me. So I'm so grateful for you guys. I really hope my videos bring you happiness. I just love talking. I love talking about books 24/7, and I just love talking. I could talk all day long, but I just really hope you guys enjoy my videos, and I really appreciate you guys subscribing to my channel. It really does mean the world to me. But anyway, that is all I have for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you all next time. Bye!